Hey friends, it's Mike here at Guitar Tricks. Today I'd like to talk about 3 chords that are must-know chords, but they're a little bit off the beaten track from your regular open chords and bar chords. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. And while you're at it, hit that like button. It would really help out. Now, back to the lesson. First one I want to talk about is an open G5 chord. So if we have a look at the open G chord, our major third note, which is the B note, second fret of the A string, and the open B string, okay? What we're gonna do is get rid of that and just use roots and fifths in the open position. So now I've got the third fret on the low string, that's still the G root note, but I'm curling my finger around to mute the A string. I've still got the open D, open G string, but I've replaced the open B string with a D note third fret of that string, and I've still got the high G note third fret of the high string. So this is a great alternative to an open G, particularly if you use a crunchier sound or a heavily overdriven sound. This will sound a lot more focused while still getting that sound of the open strings and that nice richness that comes with it. All right, next chord is a variation of the open C chord. And what we're going to do is change a few of the notes on the top 2 strings. So we're going to keep the third fret of the A string, second fret of the D string, and the open G string the same. But now we're going to add a D note, third fret of the B string, and the high G note, third fret of the high string. So check out the difference between these 2 chords, open C versus C add 9, this one's called. Really cool sound. That added D note is the 9th in the C major scale, so it adds a floatier quality to the chord. And of course, you've got some higher notes up top to really make it sparkle a bit more. This is a great variation that you can throw in all sorts of genres, all sorts of styles. Very cool chord. All right, third chord I want to talk about is the D/F sharp chord. This is basically a D major chord with an F sharp in the bass. Here's an open D chord. There's an F sharp on the second fret of the top string. That's our major third note. Now what if we got rid of that and fretted it on the low string second fret? You get a little bit of a different sound there. It's a lot richer in the lower end for sure. Okay, I'm curling my finger around to mute the A string. Okay, so I've got the second fret of the low string, curling my finger to mute out the A string. Still got the open D string, second fret of the G, third fret of the B, and then just making sure I've muted the top string by curling my fingers around there. So listen to the difference to those 2 chords. Okay. Really cool chord for bass voice leading. For example, if I want to go from the D chord to a G chord, using this particular chord, the D/F sharp chord, it gives you a really strong low foundation voice leading that's just 1 fret apart. That's really cool. Or let's say if I'm on a G chord and I go to a D chord and I'm going down to an E minor chord, using that D/F sharp in between is really strong on the low end as well. You hear that motion. All right, so D/F sharp chord, really usable. You'll hear this in all sorts of songs, all sorts of riffs. So I hope learning these 3 chords have helped you a little bit in expanding your chord knowledge, and we'll see you on the next one. What other tips would you like to see here on this channel? Please leave a comment and let me know. And be sure to check out guitartricks.com for more in-depth, step-by-step lessons.